Hello, guys. Good morning and hello. Good vibes to Laura and good morning to April. Thank you so much for joining me live, guys. Super happy to be here today. Today, technically, you have all the videos of the masterclass. So I'm hoping that you guys already went through all of them. So there was 5 videos. You still have the weekend to go through them and finish your portrait. If you're not done, no worries. You have actually until Monday for the 31st. And we will have the winners on Tuesday. Today I want to do a demon. By the way, let me know if you hear me well also, and I'm pretty sure you guys see me well, but if you hear me well, sometimes the microphone is too loud. Anyhow, I'll be doing a demon today. I'm super excited by this one. It's our first male character of the week. That's going to be cool. Also, I want to remind everybody that while we are doing this awesome challenge, yes, we have an awesome promotion as well. You can join the DPA and save up to 70%, almost at 66%, on an amazing bundle, which I'll share with you all. I've been talking about it all week, guys, but there's only 2 or 3 days left, so you really don't want to miss on this. So this is the character I'm going to do, and just as a reminder for everybody, the promotion is this. You get the Digital Painting Academy, 1 year of it, Perfect Portrait Foundation, the one-week portrait masterclass, only for $297, and you keep lifetime access to the Perfect Portrait and the one-week portrait masterclass, which is pretty awesome, by the way. And you have a VIP tour link in the description. If you haven't seen what's inside the DPA, you're curious, go check it out. It's all there. All right, so today we are making a demon, and I'm pretty excited about this. Let me close these things and just keep the chat with me. I want to say hi to everybody. It's with me, Snow, April, Angelique, Shura, Black Fox. Thank you so much, Linnea, Christine, and I want to say Fee. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. So today I'm going to transform this one into a demon, like I was saying. I'm just going to move the chat a little bit so I see where I'm going. I made a little sketch of it. I think I'll go in that direction, and I have a reference of a goat. I think it's called a mountain goat. A goat eye, a cat eye, a skull, and some ripped dudes, because I thought I would just add a bit of body to it. So that's what we'll do together. Today I'm going to talk about a little bit about perspective. I guess the horns being in a certain perspective is going to be just a great occasion for me to talk about perspective, and we'll see from there what we can do. So, and as usual, we'll have a Q&A a little bit later. So if you have any question, just hold on to them. Right now, I'm just going to take the body here, and the first thing I'm probably going to do is just going to have just a simple body shape. I'm not going to go into too much. Oh, let me just stop that. I'm not going to too much details, just a basic anatomy. I could just look at the anatomy here if I wanted to, but in a nutshell, just some pecs that form some sort of a triangle-y shape here, some big patty shoulders. I don't have to go into too much details right now because I'll mostly work on the face, I think, today, and probably push the anatomy and all tomorrow. And maybe I'll continue this one on Monday. We'll see. So far, let me know if you're in the chat. Let me know if you saw the other lives, if you were able to join. If you didn't, no problem. Let me know if you saw the replay. And let me know which one was your favorite. I did so far a vampire and a witch. Today, the demon. Let me know which one you preferred between the 2 first that I did. The demon, you haven't seen it yet, but that's coming. So just a basic body, some ribs here, some abs that I'll put later on, just to get me started. He's jacked up. So that's going to be that. Let me put those 2 together. And I want to make sure that we have some horns. So like I was saying, we'll talk about perspective a little bit here because perspective is difficult. Just looking at a few things. All right. Shuri says vampire. Okay, that's great. I thought that maybe the witch would have been more popular, but vampire sounds good as well. Laura says the witch who inspired me on her clothes. Oh, that's awesome. And Black Fox says I saw almost all of them. Witch is my fave, but vampire also too. So yeah, that was my impression of it. So anyhow, let's jump to those horns. So I have those big horns here. When you're doing anything in 3D, you just want to think about first how they were going to recede in perspective. So I could go ahead probably and just do like the horns, and that's probably what I did with the sketch. But I want to just talk about perspective here. Wait a minute. Well, if you guys have any question about the bundle, because I'm reading the chat, I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna paint, then I'll read the chat. So if you have any question about the bundle, about the prices, about all of this, I'll talk about it in just a few minutes. Stick with me. I'm going to just do the illustration first. So like I was saying, the things that are recedes in perspective is like you have to think about the head as being like, you know, like a kind of a boxy shape right here. Let me just do kind of the perspective of the head here. So we have kind of this boxy shape here. And now I want to put horns, you know, on this guy, and they need to be kind of in the same perspective. So what I want to think about is almost like a mirror thing, where it's like, if it goes into this angle, then it has to do into that same angle, and so on and so forth, to kind of create the right thing. So always try to think about these things, because I see a lot of this actually where people will put like a lot of details on one horn and it looks awesome, and then they would put the other one into like a complete different perspective and it just doesn't fit. I think that's the hard part. Even my sketch is not perfect, but I try to give it perfect. So there's a little bit of like foreshortening and overlapping and all of this. So let's try to do this. And I'm going to put everything red later on, but for now, let's just kind of create a new layer, black. I might just actually paint white on this layer, put in transparency so I just see my horns more clearly. So I want to look at this, and it's kind of like I want to give it like a boxy shape of some sort. So it's going to maybe start like this, maybe more on this side actually. Maybe something like this. And how did I do here? I kind of did the front. You know what, I might just do that. Something like, I might think about the base first. And then I'm going to try to have also like more geometric thinking. Like I'm going to put hard like cuts kind of thing. This is going to help me to just kind of turn it into space. So having like a plane here, that's what I mean by cut. Having a plane here. Then I have like a side plane that's right here. That side plane goes here. And then I'm able to just kind of build like here. It's going to go at the back, probably doing something like that. And then just kind of close like this. I think that's pretty good. Maybe I want it to be just slightly bigger. But I think the perspective is pretty good. So having a boxy shape like this is just helping me to understand what's 3D. Now, some people will just do that. But if you do this, the perspective is wrong, right? So you have to kind of recreate it from scratch. And so for this, you just need to understand kind of the basic perspective and practice. There's a lot of practice when it comes to perspective. If you go in the academy, we have an entire module on perspective where I teach a few things such as the basic perspective, but also how to do more complicated things, like how to measure in perspective things that recedes in space. I think I did a pretty good job here, so I'm just going to kind of look at this. And so yeah, now I want to kind of do some, there's going to be some foreshortening. I'm going to have like the first kind of cut here. So it's like this. The other thing that's going like behind the hair. I'm just thinking about like my cuts here. I feel like it would kind of recede almost like behind completely, but because I kind of want it to have like a little curl right towards the, towards us. I might just play with the placement a little bit. This is the place where I'm definitely going to take more of my time trying to cut it. I want to say hi to Alicia that just joined us, Nikki. So let's do this. Probably that I would see a little bit of the plane here, maybe. I feel like this was very large. If it's more front, actually, maybe this should be just more large. Like here. Right now, just the boxy shape. I'll be like trying to like make that better later on, but for now, just trying to get to that basic perspective. So you have this, and then maybe that, and then that goes back inside. So that seems okay. It's far from being perfect, but I think I'll be satisfied with it for now. Whoopsie, I might just put that on its own layer, so it's easier to move. Maybe that's a better angle to it, and maybe this. Whoopsie. This needs to be cut a little bit higher like this. I think that's okay. What do you guys think? I think that's decent enough. Now I'm looking at all of this. I'm going to take out this right now. Don't kind of need it. Put those two together, and what is this? So I have this. I can put the color of the horns, which for now, let's just kind of probably put them in a gray. Something like that will be fine, just so we see them. And I'm probably going to put a gray behind the body as well, because I'll show you a trick. I'll show you a trick today with colors and value in Photoshop, unfortunately. Although, no, in Photoshop. Fortunately, you cannot really do it in all software, or I don't know how to do it in all software. But for now, I'll do this like that. I want to say hi to Ciara. Seems to have joined us. All right, so I think that I have the base here. So what I want to do now, I want to put everything in color or in red. I want to change the whole thing in red. So I'm going to keep all of these and put them on one layer. I'm going to put a top layer in multiply. Pick up that color again, and I'm going to put it on top of it. Now, what that's going to do is to kind of just have everything in red. But that's okay. Right now, you know what? Before I do this, I feel like the body should be more jacked up. I feel like a demon should be, well, maybe not that much, but whoops, what's happening here? There we go. Just a little bit more. I think that's better. Let's just paint the gap here. Okay. All right. I'll be able to just add some rendering later for the muscles and everything. So top layer, like I was saying, I'm going to put this to multiply. And it's going to be everything in red. Now, when you do this, two things that happens. It changes the colors of everything, which in this case is exactly what I want. and it makes things darker. So I have to paint a value on top of it. And that's what I'll do. I'm going to change the lighting of this. So one thing about the lighting and light direction, I might just add one top layer and just kind of add that darker red. So that here, darker red at the top. I might just kind of put that actually at the back. So darker red at the top kind of thing. So that's going to help. Keep that there. And we want to think about now our basic lighting. So before I do anything, because all the lighting and shadows will be based on that new lighting, really. So let's think about this. My thinking is I want to have some cast shadow created by the horns. This is going to help with the depth and volume of it all. So I'm just thinking maybe like a slight front top lighting like this. So it's going to create some cast shadow for the horns maybe here, like a little bit on the front, maybe like this. And then we'll have like darker eye sockets, a nose shadow casted. That's going to be darker a little bit. Maybe the under the chin is going to be just a little darker. And then from there, I can add some more. The horns itself will be darker as well on this side. At the bottom also, probably. This side for sure. And then the cool thing about having like hard cuts now, I can think about, all right, so where's the light going to be the most perpendicular? Probably top here. So maybe this is going to be just a little bit more lid than this one, and so on and so forth. That gets darker. All right. With that being said, I'm going to add just details right now. I'm going to take all of this and put it, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to create I'm going to create a duplicate of this. Just have this one on this one, because I want to have the characters separated, so that's good. And then that's the background. So now I have the character separated. I'm going to take out the light. We don't need that. Whoopsie, wrong layer. There we go. I want to say hi to Aguiana and Sandra. Thanks for joining live. So now what I would like to do is just add some more details. So I had like some design in the face and the eyes and stuff like that. I'm just going to have them like real quick. I thought that having like maybe some shapes under the eyes, kind of baggy looking skin, and maybe around here, around the lips, could be interesting. Something like that. I'll be playing with that later on, I guess. For now, just placing them. I had also those here. I might just try to make them like the skin is like ripped, maybe a little bit. I want to say hi to Lucien and Kevin. Thanks for joining live, guys. And I'll definitely gonna have like design. Like I'm gonna look at these one here. I'm gonna have like a few lines here. Try to follow that perspective as I'm going through. So maybe that's actually, maybe it has to be like just more like this. Actually more like this. And then from there, I'll just follow on the side. Something like that. I'll be able to add more details to it and attach it to the head better later on. For now, we're just at the design phase. We'll be kind of adding some rendering probably tomorrow. What I'll do is add a little bit of the lighting. Now I went to find those two rip guys, and this one has pretty much the lighting that I need anyway, so that's pretty good. I'll just take, maybe I'll take a darker red, and on a new layer, just kind of add the basic volumes. Doesn't have to be perfect. I think with those, I'm trying to be more like having fun with them than trying perfect everything. Let's just try that. Just a little bit. I'll do like the same with some lighter shapes, some lighter shades. That's pretty good here. Lighter shade, lighter shade, lighter shade. Just a basic understanding of what's happening. I might just try to have the face darker there and stuff. Later on, I might not do it just now, but I think I'll have like a second light source that's going to illuminate this side of the face. I did it on here, but I'm going to do it later because I probably want to render the thing before I do all of this. Let's put all that together. Alicia, I caught your, I'm gonna put some AC. I caught your question there. Which brush are you using to do the rip effect right now, please? Soft, hard. I'm using a hard edge brush right now. So the same basic brush that you have pretty much in every software. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. It's really just the basic, especially if it's just like this. This is like a messy, still sketch looking thing. Just kind of getting myself the basic understanding of perspective and all that, and the lighting. I'm going to take this and make it. All right, so I wanted to show you like a trick that I was saying earlier that you can have in Photoshop and don't think you can have it anywhere else. For the hard edge brush, uses pressure opacity. Yeah, I'm just using the pressure opacity of the brush settings. And so my thinking is I'm going to go into black and white. So there's a function in Photoshop where you can go over, I believe it's filter, no, it's view. Well, it's view. View, and then you want to do proof setup. You want to choose custom, and when you click custom, it's going to open this. And then in device to simulate, you want to choose dot grain 20. And that gives you the shortcut afterwards of Command Y to go from black and white to color, but you keep your colors the entire time. So I can go in black and white now and think about just painting my values. I can pick up these and you see that's still a red, but I can just focus on my values. I can take all these different colors here and kind of just paint values, which is pretty neat. It's pretty awesome to be able to just do that because now I can just really concentrate on one thing at a time. And my thinking is I'm probably going to add just a lot of texture where the skin is and try to kind of just create some interest. Probably have some of this here. Maybe have this a little bit darker. And now because it's in black and white, I can really see if my values are making sense. Most of the time, when lighting doesn't work well on your illustration, it's because of your values. So that's a really cool, neat trick that you can have for yourself. So let's try to push this. I know I'm going to redo the eyes, so let's repaint the eyes completely. Something like that. Something like that. And now you guys will tell me in the chat. All right. So you look at this. Okay, I took 2 eyes, 1 goat, 1 cat. I didn't know which one to choose. I think the goat looks creepy, like crazy, but I feel like the cat is working better. But you guys tell me. All right. So here's the goat, which is basically just a line, sometimes a little bit like thicker on the sides. Okay, so that would be the goat. And on a new layer, I'll do the cat, which is basically just like a kind of a line. So cat or goat? Cat or goat? So Akin has says the goat eyes fits the horn. I do agree. I do agree. I feel like the cat ones are better though, but I do agree. That's the reason why I wanted to do with the goats. I just feel like maybe the cats just look more villainy. So Tessa says the cat. Lena cat. So far it's 2, 3. All right, cat, huh? That's what I thought. Cat, all right, cat. Thank you guys. Yeah, so you were right, the goat fits better, but I think the cat is just working better. So let's put all of that together. So let's push the values of stuff a little bit. A little bit more of a cast shadow here. Going back to colors to check some stuff, I'll be adding just some brighter highlights at some places. And making things pop more. Adding maybe a little bit more contrast. To some of them. And then, like I was saying, we're gonna have like a cast shadow probably here for the horns. Black Fox says it was looking sad with the goat eyes. You know what? I think you're right. Maybe that was the reason. Some darker shadows here. And probably gonna have like a core shadow of some sort here. That transition to here maybe. Yeah, I'll play with the light later. For now, I think I'm gonna just address the face. Doing this. The lips, the nose, trying to have like just a few highlights in the right places is always going to help. I think that whole ear is probably in the shadow, except for maybe this part here. Something like that. So that's pretty good for now. Let's see that. Like I was saying, I'm going to add like another light source later on. For now, that's pretty good enough. Let's see if we can push the body just a slightly bit more. I'm going to use the mixer brush tool. This brush tool just is a lifesaver. And I have like a bunch of patches here, but just by kind of softening up those patches, it's going to create just a base rendering without me having to really go into like any detail. And it's kind of looking like instantly good. Or I think at least it does. So just a little bit of that softening. I might soften the neck because it's a bit of a mess right here. Just maybe that. I feel like the neck needs some adjusting of some sort. Might just go into liquify. And just kind of push it here a little. Maybe make it thicker here. Maybe that whole part could be just a bit slightly up. That down. Pushing things around. Do we love Liquify or do we not? I love it. I think it's an amazing tool. You can have like basically like, you know, something and just kind of sculpt it, which is great, you know, went from there to there, and just that makes a huge difference. All right, let's push that a little bit more. How many of you guys finished their illustration already? Let me know in the chat. Are you doing another one now that you finish, if you finished? Some people have been doing more than one, just saying. Which is pretty awesome. Every year there's some, I'm just gonna go check this guy. Every year there's artists that come back, students that participate, and it's always just a real pleasure to see all of you guys work so hard to create some amazing work. M says, still doing it. Shura says, I'm done, but also never done. Yeah, I understand the feeling. Let's push that just a little bit more. Aguiana says, I just finished mine. Congratulations. That's great. Are you planning on doing another one? You don't have to. I'm just asking. Lucian says, I have finished one. Congrats. Aken Has says, I'm only working on one of the SPA. I mean, DPA assigned mine? Yeah, DPA. Kevin says, finish the normal. Doing the Halloween now. That's great. Transformation. And Emily says, already done. All right, cool. You guys have been fast. Usually people take the weekend, but I guess for some of you guys, that's not necessary. So I don't want to make the anatomy perfect here. I'm just gonna try to get inspired from this chest to create something a little bit more pushed. I'll probably rework the anatomy later on slightly. Especially for the ribs. I never know exactly where to place them. For now, I'm just kind of guessing them. Maybe some more of this. A few highlights here and there. I feel like the neck here doesn't work. That needs to be softened. Something like that. And then more like straight down here. That's a bit too dark. Let's soften up that. All right. Maybe not that much. All right. Let's push more. All right. When I stop talking, you know that. I'm just too concentrated. Being able to teach and paint and talk all at the same time, it's a skill that I'm still working on. Still working on very much. All right, that's good enough, I think, to start. I'll be able to just kind of add to it later on. For now, let's maybe push a little bit more the face. I'm feeling like here, these kind of places, get some more light. Something like that, and then that turns away from the light. And then that here, and then a little bit more here. And then as it's turning from away from the light, something like that. I think the face is getting there. It's looking pretty demonic. at the moment, I'd say. I don't know if you highlight. No, he's in the shadow. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the concept, guys. So I hope you like it. What we're going to do is tomorrow, I'll be pushing that again. This time I'll try to have more tips about light, maybe a few tips about anatomy, and then maybe I'll push this one up to the Halloween as well. But for now, let me just go back to the camera, guys. I would like to spend a little bit of time with you. And so thank you so much for being live with me. I really appreciate it. I know it's very early for some of you guys, if not very late. I never have a perfect timing when I'm in Asia. But that's pretty good. So if you have any question, this is the time. You can put a capital Q in front of it. I'll be more than happy to help you with anything or just talk about anything, really. I love just hanging out with you, really. Let me just see in the chat. I see a lot of you guys talking about our stuff. Kevin says, I finish the normal one. Yeah, but doing the Halloween one, that's great. Emily already done. Can I do another one for entries for the next 2 days? The way it works is really the more you post, the higher your chances are to get picked. So if I were you, I would just kind of start a new portrait. Also, it's not just about the prices, you know, like the more you're going to post, the better you're going to have feedback. And feedback will help you to get a better artist, which I'm hoping that, I know we have awesome prices, but I'm hoping that you guys are there for getting better. So yeah, definitely do more. Christine says, I think I'm done, but more or less have some other Halloween pieces I need to finish. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I know I love Halloween. I love to do like illustration of Halloween. I haven't done enough. Even though I did a budget portrait, I would have feel like doing something a little bit more like concept art. So maybe that next year, you know. Agwena says, it's my first ever portrait. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for the guidance. You're absolutely welcome. Absolutely welcome. I'm planning to go through the foundation course. Well, that's definitely going to help you. You'll see you'll have all the techniques that you need, from sketching to rendering to coloring. And then if you go to the advanced module in the Digital Painting Academy, you'll have in there an entire module about rendering, where I teach techniques that they go beyond portraiture, but it's about portraiture in that particular module as an example. And I teach you really how to go from loose to detail. So yeah, you'll be able to go through all of this. It's going to help. Carl says, half the time I don't even finish on time. Will never be ahead. You know, I think sometimes it's a question of workflow, maybe, Carl. I think I saw some of your pieces there, so I know that you're getting closer to that for sure. So sometimes it's just a question of workflow. You just want to tweak a few things within your workflow, kind of stick to them. I know I'm trying to have the same workflow, but I have multiple workflow, I think. And sometimes when I start with like I did today with something that's a bit sketchy, it takes me a lot more time because you need to fix a bunch of stuff. So when you find that workflow that really works for you, you'll see that you'll be able to produce much faster. Blackfuss says, I didn't start yet. Still working on Inktober prompts, right? There's so many things. I think in October and November, there's like so many like challenges that are out there. I totally understand. So yeah, guys, let me know if you have any question about anything. I'll be with you for a few more minutes. After that, I'll be swinging here. We are Saturday night. I'll be going to some friends. They have a Halloween party. So I'm looking forward to go see them. But I want to be sure that if there's any question before I go, you guys are answered. So yeah, also tomorrow, if you have any questions during tomorrow, I'll be there tomorrow. We'll finish Demon. I'll be there on Halloween night as well. And a reminder that you have until Tuesday, until the 31st, so Tuesday is going to be over, till the 31st to get the deal. We have the DPA plus 2 other classes bundled together. You save a ton of money on them. We don't do that often. So if you want to take the DPA and give it a try, this is the perfect time. You also have 30 days money back guarantee, which means that you can really try pretty much everything, see if it works for you. So yeah. Glenn says, when is the final day for OWP? The final day is Halloween midnight Pacific time. So the 31st, midnight Pacific time. And then Tuesday, which is the 1st of November, we'll have some winners for everybody. So yeah, and that's the same time for the deal, really. So Christine already answered Monday. So that's true. Monday, first minute of Monday. Kevin says, Angelique says, can you post until Monday? Yes, you can post until Monday, absolutely. Kevin says, we'll be posting just after the live stream ends. Can you give me some advice on what to improve? If not, all good. You can always tag my name into the community. I'll do my best. Obviously, there's a lot of you guys and only one of me. But if you tag my name, I'll definitely go check it out. So you can tag my name in there. And if you have any questions, put them in there. I'll have a look as soon as possible. Angelique says, yes, it's hard to follow the two challenges at the same time. Yeah, I bet. Also, like the Inktober is not a small challenge either. It's one illustration every day with a different prompt. It's a lot of work. I see Michelle in the chat. Hi, Michelle. Saying, highly recommend the Paintable Academy. Totally took me for students, for professional to work artists. Thank you so much. And yeah, you guys should definitely go check Lion Art Studio. She's an amazing artist. I'm hoping that you're doing better, Michelle, by the way. Glenn says, thanks a lot, David, and you'll have a great weekend. Absolutely, to you as well. Aken Has says, how are the winner chosen? Any context? It's absolutely random, so you don't have to be the best. It's going to be picked at random. The Paintable team will pick them up. So that's what it is. A few years we were having, basically the way we were doing it is just kind of having like a number based on the post. I don't know exactly. The team is taking care of this. Michelle, you say, yes, thanks. That's great. That's great to hear. Have you been able to do your illustration final, Michelle, for this time, or did you not at the time? I'm looking forward to see your entry if you did one last year. I think it was last year you did one. That was pretty cool. Or was that illustration from imagination? I'm having a hole in my memory. So yeah, if you are online right now, let me know if you have any question, guys. Otherwise, I'll let you go with your day. I'll be more than happy to come back tomorrow, finishing the demon. Looking forward. I think we have a good start. Let's go check it out again. I think we have a good start. Definitely demon looking, a little modelly looking as well, maybe. So that works. M says, do we need to set up privacy on Instagram as public? Oh, you mean for like for sending your stuff? That's a good question. That is a good question. I think you need to follow Paintable. You need to put the hashtag, and I'm assuming if you put the hashtag and if you tag Paintable, we'll be able to see it. So that's my assumption. I'm not sure. Michelle says, still getting there. And you're also doing Inktober as well. Yeah, I know. I never did Inktober. It's one of those challenges that always come into like the middle of like a month that I'm doing a lot of challenges. So I never get to do Inktober, but it's something that I would like to do at some point for sure. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining me live. This was awesome. I'm looking forward to finish this one over the weekend with you. So be sure to be there tomorrow as well. And yeah, have a good one. Happy painting, happy challenge, guys. I'll talk to you soon.